Hello folks out in YouTube. This is an overflow line from our 2,500 gallon tank. This is our freshwater tank, and we get our water from a spring up above higher on the mountain. And you can see that's overflowing at probably, my guess is about maybe a pint to a quart per minute. It's not a lot, but if you have a 2,500 gallon tank behind you just like this, then it is a lot. Here's the overflow that you saw coming up to the tank, and then we have the line that comes off the mountain, and it's actually suspended in the trees to make sure that if there's any low areas, when the water stops, it doesn't freeze, because it will stop, because it's actually coming from an overflow from a second tank that is up here at a higher location. I'll show you that in a second. Here is the line right there. You can see it weaving up through the trees, and it's coming right up into the tank right there. This line that you see here is actually coming from our fall spring that we tap into, and it flows water up into the tank then in the fall. However, right now our water is coming from this line right here, where we have just a temporary choke that I installed across the PVC pipe, and it's just simply a piece of steel that I crimped and crushed the pipe because I didn't have a gate valve. And so anyway, this line here weaves its way through the woods and continues on higher because the water is always flowing. There's never an issue with it freezing. As long as you maintain a steady flow of a couple gallons per minute, then the water's not going to freeze up. And I'm going to head up to the spring now. And here is the spring source. You can see that teeny little rivulet just coming down right through here. And it doesn't amount to much. It's probably between that right there and what's weeping out of the rock wall back over here, comes to about 2 gallons per minute on December the 24th. And that's more than enough water for 2 households. One tank is the upper tank that goes to one household, and then the lower tank gets the overflow, and we never end up using most of it, and it ends up spilling out. And so the spring is right there. It comes in, that little flow that you saw comes in right from there, and then there's also water that's oozing out of the back wall, and we just covered that area with plastic. And there's about a 12-inch little earth berm right there with the pipe running through. Pipe runs right down through there. You can actually see it right there. And that little spring, believe it or not, at probably around 2 gallons per minute, is taking care of 2 households. And there's the tank down there. And we also get a small supply from a 500-foot granite well that supplies approximately somewhere between a pint to a quart per minute, that also runs into that tank as well. So anyway, when you use storage tanks, it doesn't take a lot of water to be able to get 2 households. So that's great information for those that have a lousy water source. A couple of storage tanks will do a lot, and these 2 2,500 gallon tanks have really gotten us out of a lot of dry seasons, because we can stretch it from spring to spring to the poor well and never have an issue with water shortages. So anyway, great information for anybody that's in that same kind of a situation. Thanks, bye-bye, Merry Christmas.